This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for Monday, July 14th, 2025. I'm Marek Mazurek. Warsaw-based Zimmer Biomet is set to acquire an orthopedic robotics company headquartered in Austin, Texas. The deal is for Monogram Technologies Inc. The acquisition has been approved by the boards of both companies and has an equity value of $177 million. Monogram has developed a suite of semi- and fully autonomous robotic technologies. Earlier this year, the company received federal clearance for its semi-autonomous AI-navigated total knee arthroplasty robotic technology and is currently developing a fully autonomous version. Zimmer Biomet said once the acquisition closes, it will have a clear pathway to become the first orthopedic company to offer a fully autonomous surgical robot. Monogram had 27 employees as of last December, according to its annual earnings report. Zimmer Biomet says Monogram's platform will complement its ROSA robotics platform, for which the company is currently developing several new product and software applications. Zimmer Biomet said it plans to fund the acquisition through cash on hand and other debt financing sources. In the face of growing healthcare costs, many employers have turned to self-insured plans where they assume the financial risks on the chance that they might save some money, and it's a popular option for Hoosiers. Even as reliance on self-insured or self-funded plans shrinks across the country, the insurance option is growing in Indiana. The average privately employed Hoosier is 20% more likely to be enrolled in a self-insured plan than the average privately employed American. Self-insured plans are one of a handful of options available to employers looking to purchase health insurance for their employees. For certain employers, especially those with a relatively healthy workforce, opting for a self-insured plan can be a way to reduce healthcare costs. Actuaries will calculate an estimated cost for insuring a workforce, and a fully insured plan will include some overhead for the insurer administering the plan. Self-insured employers are also likely to pay more in hospital costs. The relatively high number of self-insured employers compared to other states might also help explain why Indiana lawmakers have focused so much on reducing hospital costs. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
A major fertilizer project in Vigo County is leading to calls for changes in state environmental regulations. Inside Indiana Business Radio's Alex Brown has more.
24 Hoosiers who live near West Terre Haute made their voices heard at a Department of Natural Resources meeting on Friday in Indianapolis. The group spoke out against Wabash Valley Resources, which wants to inject 1.7 million tons of carbon dioxide annually a mile below the Earth's surface as part of its plan to produce anhydrous ammonia fertilizer at a former coal gasification plant in Vigo County. Carbon sequestration projects like the one proposed by Wabash Valley Resources are handled under rules being created by the DNR, which could take effect this fall. Those regulations include items like transmission pipeline certificates of authority, permitting, insurance requirements, record keeping, and more for such projects. However, lawmakers specifically exempted the Wabash Valley Resources proposal from those rules, saying it's a pilot project. Vigo County residents told DNR officials the regulations need stronger insurance requirements. They also criticized DNR Director Alan Morrison, a former state lawmaker appointed to the role by Governor Mike Braun, for his legislative support of sequestration and acceptance of campaign donations from Wabash Valley Resources. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio.
And Northwest Indiana is continuing to ride a new wave of momentum fueled by transformational infrastructure projects and historic investment in downtowns throughout the region. In Gary, the University of Notre Dame is working on a vision and action plan for the city's downtown. FedEx is building a $60 million distribution facility near the Gary-Chicago International Airport, and Japanese-based Nippon Steel recently finalized a deal to purchase U.S. Steel. Gary Mayor Eddie Melton says Nippon is investing $3 billion into Gary Works. Added to that, one of the city's biggest projects was announced in May when the city of Gary was selected over Hobart to become the home of the long-awaited Lake County Convention Center. Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana will serve as the convention center's operator and will also operate a new 300-room hotel. The casino will contribute $1.5 million for the next 20 years on the project. The new leader of Indiana's Office of Entrepreneurship and Innovation, Brian Schutt, is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC. A weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Mark Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio On Demand.